This Holiday woman's causing a lot of people to think the wrong things.
The starting gun for this so-called civil rights movement.
Those lyrics provoke people.
Y'all got a plan?
She's a drug addict.
Exactly.
I was wondering if you guys had like a Billie Holiday song that was your favorite, maybe not before the movie, but something that came to be your favorite over the course of the movie. Evan, I'd love to know yours specifically because, you know, your mom has made a movie about Billie Holiday, so you might be familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I'm very familiar. Strange Fruit has always been kind of my favorite. I always found like the writing was just so amazing. Although it's a sad song, I really didn't know how, until we did this movie, you know, how that was such a big piece of what they were trying to get rid of at that time, you know, and wanting to get that, for her not to sing that ever again. But I have so many favorites. I grew up listening to that music, usually through my mom's voice, which is so amazing. Obviously, I love my mom's voice. And then also being able to now, you know, I'll play it in the house. It's now become such a big part of my life. I think since we've done this project, it's really, you know, it sticks with me. Her story sticks with me, you know.
It's so interesting because ostensibly, you know, it's about that song, like, oh, her song's going to start a movement. But if you think about it, it's like how this piece of art is like so powerful that it's shaping an entire generation's perception.
I was very unaware of so much, you know, I came to realize about Billie Holiday and about, you know, the story behind Strange Fruit, and that it was a song for the civil rights movement, you know, representing lynching and the act thereof. And, you know, I play a character, Harry Anslinger, who is the director of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, that was so obsessed with arresting her simply over her performing the song. I was very unaware of the effects of the song, the message behind it. And that's why I think this film is such a wonderful educational experience, and you know, for classrooms, for it to be shown all throughout the world. It was an educational experience filming it. And, you know, as Evan said before, it's I'm still learning, you know, so much even after the fact.
Evan, last question. I mean, you know, there are always, your guy was working for the FBI, Agent Williams, but he was fully getting used at the same time, sort of. Were there parts when you were reading it that you were just like, get out, fuck off, you know, like, how did you sort of come to look at that?
Well, it was interesting because, I mean, some of the scenes were, you know, didn't fit in the story when telling her life story, but there was some pieces shot that explained some of that. But I think it was a really hard, probably a lot of the people during that time had to choose to do what wasn't right so that they could survive. And I think that was part of what we were showing. And I think this wanting to succeed in a time where, you know, they weren't giving opportunities to succeed. And taking that, even though he knew he was being used, and he was being used to hurt people just like him. So I think, you know, it was a major piece during that time. And so, yeah, no, it was interesting. Yeah, you watch it and you're like, come on, you don't want to do that, you know? And it's, but you take on a piece of what was a reality at the time, you know?
Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.